Well, hello, welcome back to Mod Pop Thrift. My name's Tom, full-time eBay reseller, stay-at-home dad extraordinaire, 5 kids and 1 on the way. Yes, I know what causes that. There's a handful of trope things that people say when they find out you have 5 kids and 1 on the way. Hold on a second. So now I'm done talking to you. We just got done. Anyway, 20 items today. This Marvin the Martian shirt sold. Somebody asked me a question about it. I got it out to answer that question. I didn't put it back in the box it goes in, so it's not found yet. I'm not going to call it lost, but I'm not super hopeful I won't have to cancel that order. Lucky Charms shirt. I spent $1.25 for this at a yard sale. I thought it would do reasonably well. It's $10, $10.50 free shipping, but since I got nothing in it, it's like I might as well make that money, right? Make that money. Edit this part out. Glowworms. Glowworms are a very popular line of toys from the mid-'80s, and they're still collectible. This is like just a PVC figure. It's not like, it's kind of squeaky toy, but it's a little thicker than that, and it doesn't have a squeaker in the bottom, but it does have a Barbie shoe stuck inside of it. I paid 10 cents for this. Sold for $11.99, free shipping. So when you're buying stuff for almost nothing at some garage sales, you can afford to sell it for 10 bucks. I mean, if you buy 10 items at your random yard sales that you go to for $0.25 or less, then you're $2.50 into those 10 items. They sell for 10 bucks. That's $100. That's an easy way, because anything you're buying for $0.25 at a garage sales, 4 pictures and in a poly mailer, almost always. So that's a really easy way to bulk your store up and get a bunch of cheap listings. And who wants to mess with a whole bunch of cheap stuff? But if you sold $10 items in a day, on top of the stuff that you're regularly selling that's $25 t-shirts, I think it's a really good method to bulk things up and get yourself selling a whole bunch. So that's why I like to buy box lots and stuff. $25, $24.95 plus shipping. Alan Jackson. This is a beautiful shirt. That best fruit best black tag is desirable, and then it's double-sided. It does have a big old stain on it that I'm gonna check and make sure is highlighted in the pictures. Yeah, I show it with the with a ruler pointing at it. So if they looked at picture number 2, then they can see that stain. If they didn't look at 2 pictures worth, then that's kind of on them. Normally I would put read or as is or something in the description to make sure that it got seen. This time I did not, but I did highlight it really well. Paid $3 a piece for a bunch of size 14 shoes. These sold, and then somebody canceled the order, and then they sold, so I relisted them. So I had them for $44, got an offer for $39, took it. The buyer had waited 3 days and then canceled the order instead of waiting the 4th day for me to cancel it. And then I relisted them, and I'm like, well, I'm going to relist them for $39 because I was going to take $39 from that guy. I might as well take it from somebody else. Got an offer for $35 from somebody else, because if I have somebody cancel an order, I always block them just to make sure that I'm not getting a bunch of people in my store who like to buy things and not pay for it. So $35 plus shipping. I'm in them for $3. Buyer's in them for $53. Paid $2 for Cars toys. Anything that's out of print, Pixar is going to do reasonably well. I think these are the toys that sink to the bottom of the pool and you go get them. And it's because it has Finn McMissile on it. That makes it from Cars 2, even though I don't think it says normal Cars on it. It doesn't say Cars 2, but anyway, this is just a new and packaged thing from Cars 2, and it sold for, I paid $2 for it at a garage sale. It sold for $23 free shipping. This hat I remember picking this hat up and it was $1.99, and I was like, I put on video like, wow, this is amazing because it's NASCAR, it's got a nice look, it's got the tag still on it, this is going to be worth a fortune. And then I did the comps before I left the store, and I was like, wow, this is not great, probably worth picking up, but maybe not. And that is exactly what it was. I don't think I would pick it up again for $2. Sold for $8 plus shipping, so I am making money, but it sat for 6 months and I only made like $4 or $5. Picked up a whole bunch of Nintendo games, and I've talked about them a couple of times, and well, this is marginally interesting. In the lot was Rad Racer 2 with the manual, and with that there is a letter from Nintendo of America to a reply from Nintendo of America. It would seem through the context of the letter that the person who owned these games wrote to Nintendo and said, hey, where would I get an extra manual for this game? And they said you have to reach out to the manufacturer of the game, and evidently they did, because it came with 2 manuals for that game. And this letter, that's 3 different lots. So the game and manual, the manual by itself, and the letter, I listed all individually. This manual sold for $9. So game manuals, even, I mean, that game is only listed for like $14, but the manual sold for $9 because people like me are nuts and like to have complete, like, all of my boxed Nintendo games have the manual and the sleeve and the styrofoam and a cover, because if I'm gonna have them complete in box, I want to have them super nice. I do have a lot of just loose cartridges, but my complete in box games are all, if it comes without a manual or something, I go order that part so that it's finished. And that's why those sell, because of people like me who have more dollars than cents sometimes. Bought a bicycle for $25 at a yard sale, a day that it was just me and Evie. It was a Thursday. We filled the van and ran out of money 3 times. And I paid $25 for a Cannondale bicycle, and it came with an extra set of rims. And as it turns out, I'm not going to sell a whole bicycle on eBay, and I don't do Facebook Marketplace for pickup. So, and I don't think I would get as much as I'm going to get in parts for that bike. So, Santi is by Shimano, who makes bicycle parts, and these are very vintage bicycle grips and the old school. I think my brother would call this a bulldog. It looks like a wishbone to me. Anyway, if you've been riding bikes for more than 15 years, maybe 20, these were the standard brake for a long time on bikes. They're not really anymore. But those sold for $40. I pulled off those things. They sold for $40 super quick. I have the derailleur set, like the levers and the front derailleur and the back derailleur and a mount to hold the strings to go back. Anyway, that's listed for like $99. I ended up with $240 worth of parts off of that bike, and I haven't even listed the frame and fork, the crank, because I need a special tool to pull the 3-piece crank arm. So I ordered that. I haven't gotten it yet. So then I'll have the frame and fork that I'll sell, and you can ship that. It's big, but it's worth enough to make it worth it. The cranking, the 3-piece crank arm, which is where the pedals go. It doesn't come with pedals because it's a specialty bike that would you would use your shoes to clip onto the pedals. And anyway, and I haven't listed any of the rims yet, but the seat's listed for $100 and getting some traction. The derailleurs are listed. The stem that holds the handlebars. Bicycles that are high-end and or vintage are a treasure trove in parts, because there are a lot of people out there who have a bike, a GT comp, that somebody replaced the handlebars when they got it because they wanted a different set of handlebars. Well, now they don't have the stem and the original handlebars and the original grips. So if you've got a bike that has those things, you can make good money selling just the original parts off of bikes. And that's what I did here. Parting a bike out isn't hard, but it can be really lucrative. It can, sometimes it can be a waste of time, honestly, because you're not parting out a Huffy. You might part out a Schwinn like Stingray, but you're not. But it's got to be a pretty decent bike for somebody to be hunting for parts. Carhartt, spent $5 on this 3XL, new with tag. It wasn't marked up at Goodwill, so it was only $5, like $4.88, whatever it was, at Goodwill at the time that I found it. And so I sold it for $18.50 free shipping. Not great. I thought it would do better than that, but the comps just weren't there, and that's making money. NFL alumni, property of NFL alumni t-shirt on this late 90s, maybe early 2000s Delta tag. Double stitch, not a great shirt. I picked it up for $1 at a thrift store that has all their clothes for $1. This was sold for $10 plus shipping. Also $10 plus shipping, this Pearl Snap Wrangler. I don't know where I got this one. If I had to guess, I would say I got it with a bunch of shirts I paid $2 a piece for at auction. This one I picked up at a yard sale for $0.25. I got a ton of shirts. I've had this listed for a long, long time. It's a little bit PG-13. And it's new with tag, size large, sold for $10, 50 cents plus shipping. $10 plus shipping is, if you can get shirts for super cheap, $1 or under, $10 plus shipping is kind of a sweet spot. People like to buy shirts, but any shirt will sell. Any shirt that will sell for $10 plus shipping. If somebody doesn't want to pay $10 plus shipping, they don't want the shirt that bad. Paid 50 cents a piece for these, Walmart clearance. They are Lilo and Stitch, and they're mats you put in your bathtub to like make grip. And all the listings were one first, however much, like $10 free shipping. And I'm like, what if I did two for $12 free shipping? Because it's not going to add that much weight, and it'll make my listings stand out, and it's only adding 50 cents in my cost. And I mean, I guess I'm making half as much, but I probably wouldn't have bought these again, but I paid 50 cents a piece. I feel like I don't do well at retail arbitrage. Paid 50 cents a piece for these. They sold for $12 free shipping, and so they'll probably cost me $6 to ship. I'm $1 into them. I'll have $1.50 in fees. 6, 7, 8, 9.50, leaving me like $2.50 in profit on $1 investment. I mean, I'm doubling up, but doubling up $1 at a time is not really the way to do it. I don't mind making not a lot of money, but $1.50 is way not a lot of money. This teeny little thing, I bought a huge bag that would be for like a comforter at Goodwill, full of toys for $20. This piece is to Transformers Cybertron Breakdown GTS, and this is a weapon part. Google Lens, and there's a Facebook group called Action Figure Identification. Those two things, I've almost never found a piece that I can't get identified pretty darn quickly that with one of those two methods. Action figure parts are the same as bicycle parts and manuals for video games. People are looking to complete something and make it original, and so this sold for $9, just this little bitty piece that I have nothing into. If I counted all the parts, I maybe have $0.10 a piece into the parts, but I made profit eons ago. I'm not that old. This is like a kid's large shirt, kid's medium maybe even, but it's cool. I got it as a giveaway on Whatnot. Year of the Dragon, and that really cool Asian hit, and then it has an arm hit that says Year of the Dragon. Cool shirt, $10 plus shipping. Again, people buy t-shirts for $10 plus shipping all the time. Hey, guess what the next two things are? T-shirts. Guess what they sold for? $12.99 plus shipping. Keith Haring. This is, you'll probably recognize this art. Keith Haring art. Fairly popular artist. This is not a vintage shirt. It's a new, cheap Gap shirt. So this is fast fashion with Keith Haring on it, but still Keith Haring sells. And so it's $12.99. Oh, that's free shipping, which is, when you figure that I'll probably spend $4, that's $9 free plus shipping. And this one, $10 plus shipping. Star Wars, extra large, just a super generic print, but anywhere you're going to find a stack of t-shirts, you're likely to find this or an equivalent thereof. It's a Star Wars t-shirt that is relatively recent, retro print, and it sells for $10 plus shipping. So if you don't mind listing t-shirts, and they're super easy to do, just take two measurements. I have yardsticks. I just lay the shirt out flat, put them both on at the same time. That's one picture for the measurements, a picture of the front, a picture of the back, a picture of the tag, and a picture of any flaws. And then you can list it, put it in a box, put it in a poly mailer, and if you buy them for $1, you make $6. It doesn't take a lot of $6, you know, if you make a decent day. Prom night. Vintage VHS, LVHS or vintage at this point, but horror does well. I talk about it all the time. I buy them cheap. These sold, and lot them up when they're not worth selling individually. Sold for $8 plus shipping. And my guy Coco, oh, something sold since we started. My guy Coco Melons, no, not Coco Melon, Coco, is looking a little inappropriate. Sold for $10 plus $8.99, so $9 plus shipping. Will be super easy to just put 3 pieces of bubble wrap around this guy, put him in a poly mailer. I thought that hat sold. I was wrong. And then this case that we just listed yesterday. Paid a singular dollar for this yesterday. Listed it 4 or 5 pictures. Listed it for $16 plus shipping, and it sold right away. That's the whole kit and caboodle. I got to get these things in packages, and the time is now 10:40. So probably in the next hour, my mailman will be here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. You guys rock. Let me know what you want to see. I'll see if I can get a bathroom video put up here pretty quick, but I got to finish the bathroom. So, yeah. We'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks.